Ever feel like the tech world is moving a mile a minute?
Yeah, it can definitely feel like you need a whole team of analysts just to keep up with it all.
Exactly. That's what we're here for. Today, we're doing a deep dive into 3 tech trends that deserve a closer look.
Sounds intriguing.
We're going to unpack why the new iPhone isn't generating the usual investor excitement, how smart glasses are finally making the leap from hype to reality.
It's about time for that, wouldn't you say?
I know, right? And finally, we'll explore why China's semiconductor surge has investors so intrigued.
That's the one I'm most interested in, to be honest. There's so much happening in that space right now.
Oh, absolutely. A lot to unpack there. But first, let's set our sights on Apple, because it's iPhone launch season. New phones are out, the iPhone 16.
The supposed next big thing, right?
Aye. But here's the thing. It doesn't seem to be setting the world on fire. In fact, our sources suggest there's a definite sense of caution, even hesitation among investors.
Yeah, the usual hype just doesn't seem to be there this time around.
Exactly. Some analysts are pointing to potentially weaker demand for the iPhone 16 than expected, maybe even production cuts down the line. Not exactly the Apple swagger we're used to seeing.
It does make you wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
I think part of it has to do with Apple's recent performance.
It hasn't exactly been their strongest year, has it?
Not really. Investors are seeing these incredible growth numbers from companies like, those grouped together as the Magnificent Seven.
Those high-growth companies, yeah.
Exactly. And it seems like the investor focus is shifting. There's this sense that maybe, just maybe, those companies represent the future even more so than the established giants like Apple.
It's like investors are looking for the next big thing, and they're not sure if Apple has it this time.
It's interesting, though, because even with all this talk of investor caution, Apple's stock price is still hovering near record highs.
It's almost like 2 different conversations are happening at the same time.
Right. So how do we make sense of that? How do we square that circle?
Well, the stock market's a forward-looking beast, isn't it? It's all about anticipation. My take is that those potential downsides we talked about, the weaker demand, the production cuts, investors are already factoring those in.
So they're saying, okay, we see the risks and we're adjusting our expectations accordingly.
Exactly. They call it pricing in the risk. It's why a company's stock price can sometimes seem out of sync with its current performance. The market is essentially looking around the corner, trying to predict the future.
So even if Apple is doing okay right now, the market's saying, hold on, we need more convincing about the long term.
Precisely. And that often leads to what they call sideways trading. Imagine a line on a graph, not going up, not going down, just kind of sideways.
Stuck in a holding pattern.
Exactly. That's Apple's stock, potentially for the next little while, at least until investors see a clearer path forward.
Okay, so we've got this iPhone 16 that seems to be meeting with a lukewarm reception, at least as far as the market's concerned.
Yeah, it's not the blockbuster everyone was expecting.
But what about the iPhone 17? I mean, we've gotten some intel, some pretty compelling intel, I might add, about some game-changing AI features being packed into that release.
Now, that has the potential to shake things up a bit.
Right, that has to have investors excited, right?
Right, AI is definitely the word on everyone's lips these days,
Right.
and for good reason. It has the potential to revolutionize, well, pretty much everything. And for a company like Apple, a company known for being at the forefront of tech innovation,
AI could be their ticket back to the top.
it's definitely a powerful tool in their arsenal. And think about it from a user perspective. AI could fundamentally change how we interact with our devices, how we work, how we consume information, how we connect with each other. The possibilities are pretty mind-blowing when you really start to think about it.
Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. That's the Apple we know. Pushing boundaries, thinking big, not just releasing incremental upgrades.
Right. This isn't just about the next product cycle. This is about the long game. This is about Apple potentially reshaping the technological landscape once again.
And that long-term potential, that's what gets investors truly excited. It's about seeing beyond the hype cycle, beyond the next quarterly report, and recognizing the seeds of something truly transformative.
Exactly. Sometimes you have to be willing to weather the short-term uncertainty to reap the long-term rewards. That's often where the real opportunities lie.
Love that perspective. Okay, let's shift gears for a moment. We've been talking digital, but now let's get a little more physical. Remember when smart glasses seemed like something straight out of a science fiction movie?
Like something you'd only see in Back to the Future or something.
Exactly. And for a while, they kind of were relegated to the realm of tech demos and futuristic concept videos.
Yeah, a lot of promise, but not a lot of real-world application. Until recently, that is.
And that's the big story here. Smart glasses are breaking free from the internet and landing on store shelves near you. And this isn't just about the tech itself, it's about how people are experiencing it.
I'm all ears. Tell me more.
You can actually try these smart glasses on in a store now.
Wow, so no more guessing if they'll fit right or if the augmented reality actually lives up to the hype.
Exactly. It's a game changer.
It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
think about it. For so long, this technology felt like something out of a distant future.
Totally.
And now people can walk into a store, try on a pair, and experience a piece of that future firsthand.
I love that you put it that way. Experience a piece of the future. That's exactly what it is, and I think that's what's so compelling about it.
It's not just theoretical anymore.
Exactly. And what's even more interesting is that these smart glasses, they're not trying to replace your phone or your gaming console or any of that.
They're designed to work with the stuff you already have, right?
Precisely. It's about integration, not disruption, you know?
That's smart, actually. It lowers the barrier to entry for a lot of people.
100%.
I mean, if you're asking someone to completely overhaul their digital life, to ditch their phone for something brand new and unfamiliar, that's a tough sell.
It's a huge ask, for
Yeah.
sure.
But if you're saying, hey, keep your phone, keep your console, but check out this cool thing that makes them even better, that's a much easier sell.
Way easier, and it seems to be working. Because these things are selling like hotcakes.
Really?
Seriously, we're talking 30,000 units sold globally already.
That's impressive.
And a 47% market share. People are clearly ready for this.
That's incredible. And it's not just a fad either, right?
Not at all. This is happening worldwide.
And while that entertainment aspect is huge, streaming, gaming, all that,
Oh, of course. Gotta love the gaming possibilities.
there's also this whole other side to it, the productivity angle.
Now that's what I'm really excited about.
Imagine this. You're walking into a meeting, no laptop, no notepad, just you and your smart glasses.
Hands-free, information at your fingertips. Literally.
Exactly. Important documents, emails, presentations, all popping up right there in your field of vision.
It's next-level efficiency.
No more fumbling with papers or trying to discreetly check your phone.
It's the future of work, I'm telling you.
I think you might be right about that. And speaking of the future, what's really interesting?
What's that?
A lot of the manufacturing for these smart glasses, it's happening in China.
Oh, really? I didn't realize they were such a big player in that space.
Oh, they're major players now. In fact, some of the factories producing these smart glasses, they're even sharing production lines with devices like Apple's Vision Pro.
Wow, I had no idea.
It just goes to show you, China's role in the tech world, it's evolving rapidly.
From consumer to creator.
Exactly. They're not just assembling devices anymore. They're at the forefront of innovation and manufacturing.
It's a whole new ballgame. Okay, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's take a step back for a second.
Sound good?
We've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
We have. From struggling tech giants to cutting-edge smart glasses.
We started with Apple, a company that's practically synonymous with tech innovation.
Right. But even they aren't immune to market pressures and shifting investor sentiment.
It goes to show you, no company, no matter how big or successful, can afford to rest on its laurels.
The tech world moves fast, and if you're not moving with it, you're falling behind.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So we've got Apple trying to navigate those choppy waters of investor caution around the iPhone 16.
But don't forget, they've got that potentially game-changing iPhone 17 waiting in the wings.
True, true. The potential of AI is huge for Apple and for the entire tech landscape.
It really does feel like we're on the cusp of something revolutionary.
Absolutely. But then we've also got these amazing smart glasses, finally making the leap from science fiction to everyday reality.
It's amazing to think that something that seemed so futuristic just a few years ago is now readily available, and people are actually buying them.
And then there's that whole other side of smart glasses we haven't even touched on yet, the productivity angle.
Oh yeah, the potential there is huge.
I mean, imagine a world where you can walk into a meeting and instead of fumbling with a laptop or a stack of papers, you've got all the information you need displayed right there in your field of vision.
Talk about a game changer for productivity.
Right. No more trying to discreetly check your phone or shuffle through notes.
Your smart glasses become like an extension of your brain, feeding you information seamlessly and allowing you to stay fully present in the moment.
It's like having a heads-up display for your life.
I love that analogy. And it's not just about personal productivity either.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Think about the implications for industries like healthcare.
Surgeons could have real-time patient data displayed during procedures.
Architects could walk through virtual models of buildings.
Manufacturing, logistics, education, The possibilities are endless.
It's really mind-blowing when you start to think about it. And the fact that so much of the manufacturing for these smart glasses is happening in China, alongside devices like Apple's Vision Pro, just goes to show you how significant their role in the tech world has become.
It's a real testament to their growing influence in both manufacturing and innovation.
Absolutely. They've gone from being primarily consumers of technology to becoming key players in its development and production.
It's a shift that's been happening for a while now, but with the rise of smart glasses and other cutting-edge devices, it's really becoming impossible to ignore.
China is a force to be reckoned with in the tech world, that's for sure. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we?
We have. From Apple's attempts to navigate investor sentiment to the rise of smart glasses and the increasing dominance of China's semiconductor industry, it's been quite a ride.
It really has. And it just goes to show you that the world of tech is constantly evolving with new trends and innovations emerging all the time. But one thing remains constant.
What is
You
it?
need to stay informed, to look beyond the hype, and to ask critical questions.
Because the more you understand about the forces shaping the tech world, the better equipped you'll be to navigate it.
Exactly. So whether you're an investor, a tech enthusiast, or just someone who wants to stay ahead of the curve, we hope this deep dive has given you some food for thought. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.